the Lake Kashong Wetlands Association. Um, to answer your question on the Supreme Court opinion, Senator Miller, this is a gross misrepresentation of that holding. The Supreme Court had 5 different holdings. It was a very complex, very long opinion. There were 5 or 6 different issues that the court addressed, one of which was that the DNR can't exclude economic evidence. It doesn't mean give that substantial weight. It doesn't mean give that more weight than anything else. It also in that bill, something that hasn't, or in that case, something that hasn't been brought up is that the Supreme Court also said that the DNR was correct to consider the impact of the water levels on wetlands, and that it would be unreasonable for the DNR to not consider water quality standards in determining how to set the water level. When you take those factors into account, you can't raise the water level, because what's going to happen is other hunt clubs and property owners are going to testify. You end up destroying the wetlands, and you end up destroying floodplain forests. And that's going to have a serious impact on the ecology. Mr. Christensen said that this is beneficial for all user groups. If you exclude the people who use the marshes adjacent to the lake, then I guess maybe it's beneficial to all user groups. But only if you exclude certain groups. And the problem is that, again, as it's been pointed out, substantial weight doesn't mean anything. Nobody knows what that means. There's certain levels of deference that courts give to state agencies. I don't know of any. There is no substantial weight out there, and it's certainly rare, if at all, that type of deference would be given to a lake district instead of an administrative agency. And with all due respect to the previous testimony, there is no way to read this proposed change other than to say that if the Lake District makes a determination that this will have substantial economic, or that it will benefit them economically, the DNR secretary has to give that substantial weight. It's putting the thumb on the scale in favor of the Lake District. And what it does then, if this is all about property rights, if this is all about respecting private property rights, what you're going to do then is set up a situation where some property owners are simply more equal than others. And that's the problem, where if you're going, the Lake District would get to a bare majority of the Lake District, or even a bare majority of the board of directors of a Lake District, would get to decide what happens to everybody, how, not just what affects the property values, but with raising this and then flooding out some of the marshes and the wetlands that are used for the hunt clubs and owned by private people. Because we don't, the Wetlands Association isn't just hunt clubs. It's private property owners. It's just private individuals who like using the marshes for bird watching. Their property interests, they don't just lose property value. They don't just use the ability to enjoy their land. They lose their land, because that land is now going to be underwater if the water levels are raised. That has to be something that gets taken into account. And under this bill, we don't believe that happens. I thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and thank you for your patience. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, Mr. Hahn, thank you very much. I think I'm understanding there's quite a battle going on over there.
There
right
is.
now.
I apologize.
Yeah, no, you don't have to apologize. Any questions for Mr. Hahn? If not, thank you very much for being patient.
If I'd known he was going to testify, I wouldn't have had to make that case.
Yeah.
Well, I think